Carina Press and Harper Audio present Just Like That by Cole Mccade, performed by Kirt Graves. Some content in Just Like That may be triggering for some readers due to depiction of trauma or other topics that may be difficult to read. Content warnings for this story include the following: a main character dealing with the death of a spouse, including grief, guilt, and PTSD flashbacks. A main character with chronic anxiety, including graphic depictions of panic attacks and anxiety reactions with physical responses. A main character with a dead parent. Graphic depictions of nightmares involving drowning. Brief mention of suicidal ideation. A subplot that seems to depict the tragic death of two queer characters. Use of derogatory Japanese slurs toward mixed-race people by a character and directed at himself. Penetrative cis-male sex without a condom and including exchange of bodily fluids. A relationship that includes multiple uneven power exchange dynamics, including May-December, mild hints of dom-sub kink with breath play, and senior-junior employee. Depiction of bullying between high school-age boys, including brawling and extreme methods of harassment, specifically recollection of urinating in a sports drink. Depiction of neglectful parents and their impact on the students. A moment in which both main characters recklessly endanger themselves for the sake of their relationship and each other, with a threat of drowning involved. It's their TSTL moment for the drama, y'all. Just let it be what it is. As always, if you feel you can't handle these subjects, I'd rather you put the book down and walk away than hurt yourself. And as always, take care of yourselves, loves. Omen, Massachusetts, and the Albin Academy School for Boys are both fictional locations. While Omen is meant to be a takeoff Salem, nonetheless the town does not represent any real location or correlating events. Chapter 1. Albin Academy was on fire. Summer Hemlock saw the plume of smoke before he saw the school itself. Just a thick coil of black puffing up into the cloud-locked sky, spiraling above the forest of thin, wispy paper birches that segregated Albin from the rest of the town. He ground his rental car to a halt at the foot of the hill and clambered out, staring up the winding lane. Then, over his shoulder, at the clustered handful of shingle-roofed houses and stores that barely qualified as a town. No sign of alarm from the Omen Police Department. No fire trucks lighting up and screaming out into the streets. With a groan, Summer thunked his forehead against the top of the Acura's door. Business as usual at the boarding school, then. He guessed 7 years away hadn't changed a thing. He climbed back into the Acura and sent it coasting forward once more, struggling with the gear shift on the steep hill and the narrow lane that crawled its way up the slope. Thin fingers of branches kissed their tips across the road to create a tunneled archway, a throat that spilled him from the lane and into the academy's front courtyard. He remembered, as a boy, walking up this lane every morning as the only local who attended the academy, the thick layer of mist that seemed a staple of Massachusetts mornings coming up to his shoulders, making his uniform cling to him damply. He'd always been a little scared on those walks. Something about the fog, the thin black trees, the silence of it, where he could hear his own lonely footsteps on the pavement and imagine them echoed back by some strange ghost in the woods. Maybe the ghost of Isabella of the Lake, the drowned girl who haunted the rowing pond behind the school. Or maybe just his imagination, chasing him with all the fears he hadn't been able to face. At the moment, though, he was driven less by fear and more by resigned curiosity as he forced the Acura to make the steep ascent. By the time he pulled into the courtyard, the plume of smoke had turned into a brooding cloud hovering over the school, wreathing its pointed spires in ominous black. Most of it seemed to be coming from one upstairs window in the front west tower, the pane pulled up to let the smoke escape. The entire courtyard was crowded with teenage boys, all of them lounging about in loosely knotted groups. They wore ennui like cologne, draping it around them as casually as their expensively tailored uniforms, and utterly uninterested in both the burning school and the harried-looking teachers trying to shepherd them away from it. Maybe summer was a little weird, because the chaos of it
Sample complete. Ready to continue?